Time is the inexplicable raw material of everything. With it, all is possible. Without it, nothing. You wake up in the morning and lo, your purse is magically filled with 24 hours of the unmanufactured tissue of the universe of your life. It is the most precious of possessions. No one can take it from you, and no one receives either more or less than you receive. Genius is never rewarded by even an extra hour a day. Waste your infinitely previous commodity as much as you will, and the supply will never be withheld from you. You cannot waste tomorrow. It is kept for you. You cannot waste the next hour. You have to live on this 24 hours of daily time. Out of it, you have to spend health, money, respect, and the evolution of your immortal soul. If one cannot arrange that an income of 24 hours shall exactly cover all proper items of expenditure, one does muddle one's whole life indefinitely. Arnold Bennett. Well said. Let me give you just a few tips on time management essentials. First of all, you run the day or it runs you. It's not that difficult to get something started, and you run it for a while, and after a while it starts running you. I told my staff one day, giving birth to a tiger is one thing, learning how to ride it is something else, right? Next, the time you've already committed to labor is enough time. If you're working already 8-10 hours a day, that's about it. You just can't work much more than that. All you have to do is just make better use of the hours. It's not the hours you put in, it's what you put in the hours that counts. Now also you need a written set of goals, time management essential, and a constant review of your goals, because that's how you determine how to use your time. Then you need a plan to achieve your goals. Another key is learning to separate majors from minors. Making sure you don't spend major time on minor things. Little phrase I have says, don't mistake movement for achievement. It's not that difficult to get busy, because it's easy to haul out the trash and get the car washed, take the kids to school. I mean, it's easy to stay busy, right? Next time management essential is concentration, zeroing in. Preoccupation is fatal. You got to keep your mind concentrated. I used to start my business day in the shower or at the breakfast table, and it just messed up a lot of things. Wherever you are, be there. If you're at the breakfast table, be there. When you're having a conversation with somebody, be there. Take a look around you. What's going on? Study human nature. What's happening? Be there. Next time management essential is learn to say no. Boy, it's easy to overload your calendar simply because you didn't have the strength to say no when you should have said no. Better to say no than to say yes and have to back out. Don't let your mouth overload your back. The next time management essential is when you work, work. When you play, play. See, if you're going to put in a day, just put in the whole day. And if you're going to take some time off, take it all off. Either work all day or play all day. It's one of those things. It's hard to zero in, on something and make it productive if you're making plans to do something else. I have a builder friend of mine up in San Jose. Peter works a week and takes off a week. But what Peter does, the 5 days he puts in, he works, 14, 16 hours, almost around the clock, gives all the orders, the accountants, the builders, the whole thing, gets it all arranged, and then goes, takes off. You might not have the luxury of being able to do it that way, but just work on this. When you work, work. When you play, play. Analyze how you are, and then either compensate for it or change. So analyze how you are. If you're good at bookkeeping, then keep your books. If you're not, just don't keep promising. Next time management essential is beware of the telephone. Beware of the telephone, a useful tool, but it can also get you into trouble. Here's one way to use the telephone. Make sure you make an agenda before you make a call. But if you don't have this agenda, you wander around, talk about all kinds of things that probably aren't essential. The phone can be an incredibly disturbing influence on family and social, personal life. I can just let the phone ring, but some people can't do that, right? I've had people over at my house, my phone rings. They say, aren't you going to answer your phone? I say, no, we're having lunch or whatever, right? So you got to answer your phone. I said, no, you don't. Come on. So, put the telephone thing together. Next, have a certain time to solve problems. Just set them aside. Now, you don't ignore them, but you just set them aside in a certain time frame. We learn in sales training. People ask questions. You say, hey, save that till training class. You just learn those time-saving things, so you don't have to cover the same things with each person. Next on time management is read all the books. So that's where you get the answers, because everybody's got tailor-made situations that need different answers. You know, some's got some kind of weird stuff. Right? If you're weird, do the weird stuff, right? Next time management essential is be more alert. Be alert to looking at all your present procedures. You may have some old outdated procedures, stuff you've been doing for 5 years and it's taken 10 hours instead of 1, right? Just go through and make sure you're not bogged down with some old antiquated stuff that's wasting a lot of time. In sales management we teach, don't go across town until you've gone across the street. The last one here is ask questions. Because it's easy to talk to somebody for an hour and then discover you've been on the wrong subject. Or maybe you're talking to the wrong person. No, ask questions, then you can get right to the heart of the matter. See, just a couple of questions, and you just save yourself an hour. You save yourself talking too long about the wrong things just by asking the questions. You've got to learn to think on paper. And if there's one thing under time management we can get across that's major, that one is it.
Life is very valuable, ladies and gentlemen. Time is very valuable. You've got to decide to do what you can right now and don't delay. Do you know there are people who put more emphasis and more energy into a sporting event or dancing or entertainment than they do on their dreams? So you want to begin to get your priorities in order. Ask yourself the question, what I'm doing right now, is it nourishing me? Does it empower me? Is it making me stretch mentally and emotionally and spiritually? See, this is the only life you've got. So you don't want to squander it doing something you don't want to do, feeling you can't do any better. You can do better. And as you begin to look at your life, draw the line and say, hey, what is it? What is it that I need right now that I would enjoy, that will give my life some music and some power? But if you don't decide that and decide to make that happen, it will never happen for you.